Hello, everybody. Welcome to Highdeology. As per the usual, we're here playing with this camera angle. I like this one a lot better than that last one. I like, at least fill the frame like I should. It's not perfect. We're working on it, though. I want to try to find out if there's a way for me to kind of hide that corner. Like if I have a big backdrop that I'm going to hang up. It's got some, like cool designs on it and shit. And then I'm thinking if I do it like a little curve to it, maybe like I can smooth out that corner and make it look, I don't know. I'm going to play with it. But anyway, hello, everybody. How goes it this lovely evening? You rolled a blunt before I rolled in, huh? I'm not smoking blunts tonight, but that's okay. I'm hitting the old pipe again. I'm back on the old pipe for a minute or two. But that's simply just because I'm out of rolling papers. So I would prefer to roll up a nice blunt, but tonight we're going to be smoking bowls. I also got to get my new my new bong. Hello, everybody. Hi. Look how nice everybody is tonight. Everybody's saying hello. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. My hair looks beautiful tonight. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's only because it's dark. Neighborhood sucks now. Your BD energy is gone. Big Dynor energy. Huh? You talking about neighborhood sucks now. Get off my case, boy. Better watch your mouth, boy. Ooh. Man, oh man. How does the weed in your new state compare to California's? It's weed. Turns out, 'tis weed. Cool spot. Well, thank you. Hey, I can get some music going for us, too. How about that? I didn't get in trouble for that, lo-fi kind of space. Let me see. What did I do? Space ambient. That's kind of nice, huh? I'll throw some of that on tonight. It doesn't need to be that loud, but we'll crank it down a little bit, let it run in the background. I won't be able to hear it very well. Well, I guess I can turn this on. There, I'll be able to hear it a little bit, though. This your new place? Yeah. At the new bunker, new setup. We'll have our first big live DFF show since I moved tomorrow. Should be fun. Settling on in. Floating through the stars, yeah. Isn't that the dream? I gotta tell you guys, man, I would actually love to be like a space trucker. I don't have like laser beam dreams of space. I would love to be a space trucker though. Just kind of chilling, cruising, hit neutral in the tail of a comet. Let the vortex pull my weight. Looking chill as fuck. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty chill today. How thick are the concrete reinforcements on this one? I mean, I can't give you specifications, unfortunately. That would be revealing too much. You ever get tired of moving? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I'm dead ass tired of moving, man. I would love to buy a house, settle in. You know what I mean? Start making it my own space. But it just ain't in the cards right now, man. I'm sorry. I just don't, the fucking housing market the way it is, if I bought a house right now, I would take a fucking bath on it. I just know it. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people that like I can't buy when the price is high because I know I'm gonna fucking eat shit, So I gotta wait. I can't even really afford to buy the type of house that I want, and I'm not looking for some kind of opulent place either. But at this point, I'm priced out of the market on the type of house that I want and need for my business and for my family. So this is what we're doing. I'm a fat Cenobite. How do you know? How do you know, Jared Vincent? I would love to buy a house, period. Me too. Like, we're in the same boat. I mean, surely if you were to buy a house, you would have some like things that you would want, right? You'd have a criteria that you needed to meet. I need a couple of bedrooms, a bathroom, a backyard or not, depending on your needs and wants. You actually got ads on your stream. Oh, shit. What have I done? What have I done to deserve ads on the stream? I just mean I'd love to own my own place. Having a backyard for the doggo would be great. Yeah. No, I trust me. I feel you, dude. I feel you. Like, I've talked about this with you guys before, but it's not like me and Amelia are looking for some fucking, like, beautiful, immaculate, mansion of a fucking house. We want a modest little house, you know what I mean? Like, and right now, like, we're just priced out of that shit. Just priced out. Buying a house when self-employed is always a bitch. Hopefully it's not too complicated for you. Yeah. I've never I've been through the house purchasing process twice, but I was never self-employed while doing so. A Candy Crush ad? Do they know me at all? Candy Crush? Who do they think is watching this? Like middle-aged MILFs? Isn't that who plays Candy Crush, honestly? Like MILFerinos? 30 plus MILFerinos, right? This is why I eventually just build my house. I mean, hey, if you know how to do that shit, then more power to you. You go for it. People still pay that? Yeah. Candy Crush, dude. Personally, I'm just waiting for when they legalize weed federally and there can finally be dispensary commercials. I don't know. You might be disappointed. You know, there used to be like cigarette commercials. Like when I was a kid, I think I remember seeing some cigarette commercials, and then they banned them motherfuckers, and now, you know, I don't know if they'll let you advertise weed. I would hope. That's cool. Yeah, there's some old ones, man. There's some old cigarette commercials. Old Winston ones. Please do Humid Human too. I've seen it 100 times. What the fuck was Humid Human? What was that? I don't remember the last one of these that I did. So if that's like one of these from years ago, you got me, bro. When the Flintstones advertise for weed, I'll be a happy stoner. Wanted to do some tier lists tonight. I'm not disabling my browser's ad blocker, you piece of shit. But I think we could make a tier list or two. Movies. I don't know. Let's see. Switch over to this. What does it do? Okay, that's fine enough. And just hit that. Hit neutral in the tail of the comet. Let the vortex pull my weight. Watch light bend in the blower. What looks good? I guess we could look at movies, huh? It's probably the best place to start. Movie and TV templates. MCU characters. We did the Game of Thrones one before. I think we did. Some of these I just can't even, I wouldn't even be able to do. Ben 10? Oh boy. Where's he at? Where's Peyton when I need him? Peyton can help me with that one. Let's see. And these are all very like, I don't know. Sequels tier list. Is there one? I guess I could search, huh? Sequels. Oh, God. Sequel movies. Has Toy Story 2 here. Oh my God, dude. Like, seriously? There's like 5 movies. This is garbage. This is garbage. Peyton the Zoomer. Yeah, this is very Zoomer. Horror 2000 to 2019. I could probably do this. I've probably seen most of these movies. Let's see if I don't recognize any. I don't recognize this one, but it doesn't have the name on it. All right, let's do this one. Why the fuck not? I've seen, from a quick glance, 99% of these films. So this should work out okay. There might be a couple we have to skip. Let's see. Can I add a tier below? Add a row below. We'll call this never seen. So we're not like never seen. So that we're not, you know what I mean. Okay, so yeah, this is 2000 to like 2019, I guess. There's not a whole lot of movies here, but there's some good ones. We could do this real quick. Let's just start. You guys want to just start with the first one and just work our way through? I suppose we could do that. So 10 Cloverfield Lane is our first one. This is an ongoing, you know, kind of series of movies that are tangentially connected, starting with Cloverfield and then ending with, I believe, the Cloverfield riddle or the Cloverfield algorithm or something. Yeah, anyway, let me see if I can do something here. What does this net me? There we go. Okay, now you guys can see me a little bit too. Isn't that nice? I can tuck myself up here. Up here in the corner. Okay. So 10 Cloverfield Lane. I did a review of this on Cinema for Cynics, actually. And I wasn't super impressed with it. I wanted to like it way more than I did. The Cloverfield algorithm. I can't remember what it was. Paradox. There you go. Yeah, so I wanted to like this movie a lot more than I did, to be honest with you. But it was real. I really felt like it telegraphed its big twist. Like, the big twist was kind of like, is John Goodman's character a psycho, or is he just like a survivalist? And watching for like 5 seconds, you know he's a psycho. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, he's a psycho. He killed everybody else in the bunker and blah, blah, blah. Like, so, you know, and that coupled with the fact that it's got, I know TJ likes this movie more than I do, I think, unless he hasn't seen it. I thought I remember talking to him about it. But I thought he liked the like big alien twist at the end, because this movie, you know, it basically follows a formula for the entirety of the film. It's a very chamber horror kind of film, and then at the very end, it becomes like a sci-fi action film. Usually I like movies like that, but this one, I don't know, man. This one left me feeling a little dead inside, honestly. I don't want to say it's... In fact, I really feel like I need to add even one more. Oops, God damn it. I feel like I need to add one more tier here, which is like... It's got to be like a shit tier, you know what I mean? This has got to be shit tier. And I don't think this movie is shit tier. I don't want D to be shit tier. D is like still a passing grade, you know what I mean? I wasn't crazy about any of the Cloverfields, but the 10 Lane one was always, yeah, I mean, it's definitely probably the most watchable of the Cloverfield movies. But as a, I don't know, man. I'm going to put it in C. I really feel like this movie could have been better than it was. It wasn't a great flick. Wasn't unwatchable either. You guys got to understand, like a C, that's a watchable movie. It's okay. You know what I mean? You can do a C. I'm a simple man. I like John Goodman. Hey, me too. Me too. I'm not going to lie. I do like John Goodman. But I think I'm going to let this one nest right here in the C category and round out what I consider to be like a pretty run-of-the-mill middling film. It's not like a D, but it's not a BAS, you know. It's right here, somewhere half between shit tier and S tier, and that's where it belongs, in my opinion. The Mist. One of my favorites so far. Amelia and I are actually, for the last year and a half or so, we've been trying, maybe even longer, we've been trying to watch all of the Stephen King adaptations that we can, and we have watched a ton of them. And The Mist still stands as one of my favorite Stephen King adaptations. Shit tier should be brown. Can I do that? Yeah. Is there a brown? Man, they don't even let you do a brown. All right, we'll do like mauve. Ugh. All right. But yeah, The Mist is good. The Mist is a really good movie. I hesitate to really call it a horror movie. I guess technically it is. It's got its scary moments. But you know, it's more of a suspense thriller type of movie, in my opinion. It's not like straight up horror, but it's definitely got a lot of horror qualities. I really like this movie. Yeah, you know, the ending of this movie is one of the bleakest endings you'll find in film, which, you know me, I love a little bit of bleakness. You know, I'm a fan of the bleakness. And this movie brings the bleak, man. This movie brings the ending that doesn't leave you with a big old smile on your face at the end. So I'm going to say that The Mist is a solid A. And maybe even S, you know, depending on how things shake out here. Bleaker than The Road. I mean, The Road is like in its entirety is pretty bleak. So is The Mist. I think The Road is overall more bleak than The Mist, but The Mist is bleaker at the end than The Road. I'm bleaking out his pants, yeah. I'm gonna take a bleak. The only thing about this doesn't feel good to me is that The Mist and 10 Cloverfield Lane are only separated by one tier. But I guess we can move on. This is Quarantine, kind of a found footage film. It's been a while since I've seen this one, but I remember it being pretty good. I don't know. I remember this movie being okay. I don't think it's like A tier. I'm going to stick it in B. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's, you know, among a lot of movies that are like it. Yeah, I was going to mention Wreck. Right, this is the remake of Wreck, right? The American remake of Wreck. Which, you know, I liked the original. What was it, Portuguese or Spanish film? It was either Portuguese or a Spanish movie. But yeah, Wreck was good. This one, watchable, solid zombie film, good jump scares. He's got American Psycho in here. This one, I mean, very, very barely counts, if at all. Not much of a horror movie. I don't really feel like it fits on this list, but as an overall film, you got to put it in S tier. I mean, I don't think of American Psycho as a horror movie, do you? Yeah, I've watched Dark City before. I've actually talked extensively about Dark City. Yeah. I mean, American Psycho doesn't really ring out to me as a straight up horror movie. Maybe psychological horror, I guess you could make the. Yeah, it's definitely like a dark comedy. I've always thought of American Psycho as like a pitch black comedy, but if we're ranking it here on this list, this, of course, I didn't choose this, so I believe this one is Cloverfield, the original Cloverfield, which I don't know, I guess probably belongs right there. I don't know. Once again, I don't think that's really a horror movie. Let Me In, another remake. And this one, unfortunately, I will say, and I don't know how you guys will feel about this, Let Me In is vastly inferior to the original Let the Right One In, which I think is a Swedish movie. Let the Right One In is dank. Let Me In is rank. That's a D. That's a D tier film. It ain't shit tier, but that's a D tier film. For sure. Especially because it's just so dull in comparison to Let the Right One In. Let the Right One In was like very magical, had this whimsical kind of like fairy tale quality on top of the horror and the suspense. And they really just didn't make it happen. Paranormal Activity. Is this the first one? I'm just going to say it's the first one. I literally can't see. Let me see. Let me zoom in here. Paranormal Activity. Yeah. I guess it's the first one. I don't know, man. As a found footage movie, this is definitely the best one in the series. I feel like it's at home right here next to Quarantine, honestly. I mean, it's a found footage movie for what it is. It's pretty good. It's definitely the best in the series. If you're going to watch a Paranormal Activity, you probably want to watch the first one. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I really feel like a lot of these found footage movies leave a lot to be desired in terms of discussing them for me, because I always end up wanting to just compare them to the Blair Witch Project. And I never do. They never, measure up. Silent Hill, the movie, D tier. Didn't like it. It's been once again, this is another one that's been a while since I saw, but D tier. Not shit tier, but pretty much where most video game adaptations go. Kind of surprised you saw the other ones. What other ones? Yeah, I didn't like this movie at all. Once again, it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I really don't see myself ever watching it again, or ever desiring to watch this again. Really not great. Paranormal Activity was a big deal when it came out, but the sequels were just chasing the success of the first. True. Yeah, remember Paranormal Activity had that great marketing campaign where they filled up a bunch of theaters with actual test audiences and showed them fucking screaming and throwing their popcorn in the air and jump scaring all over the place. Had a really good marketing campaign, if you'll remember. It was less about come see this movie because here's what's in it, and more of come see this movie because look at how it scared these fucking people's pants off. But yeah, the Silent Hill movie, I mean, I'm tempted to fucking drop it into shit tier. In fact, you know what? Get in shit tier, Silent Hill, because I can barely remember a fucking thing about you, and you don't deserve anything else. Us, Jordan Peele's follow-up to what was that first movie? Vastly superior movie too, called God damn it. I can't remember. What was the first goddamn Jordan Peele movie that came out before Us? Apparently the name is not great because I don't. Yeah, Get Out. Yeah, okay. And now I know why I didn't remember it. It's just so fucking forgettable as a title. But Get Out, great movie. We're not talking about Get Out though. We're talking about Us. I was I'm trying to think of the word. Terrifyingly disappointed by Us. It just did not live up to the hype. I think her name is Lupita Nyong'o. Was pretty good, but she's the only thing in it that's pretty good. I really feel like that where Get Out managed somehow to straddle this weird line between social racial commentary movie, horror film, and comedy. Us was almost trying to do the same thing, but failed pretty much out the gate on every one of them. It wasn't as funny as Get Out. It wasn't as scary as Get Out. And it had one of the dumbest twists and reveals or whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean, that I've ever seen in a fucking movie, man. I just hated the ending of this movie. I end up hating the ending of a lot of movies. Can anybody tell me what the fuck this is? What is this that I'm looking at? You see what it wants you to see is what it says. I really don't remember what that movie. Okay, High Tension. Yeah, I haven't actually seen this. I haven't actually seen this movie. But maybe I'll check it out. Sorry. This isn't High Tension? I don't know. If somebody knows what the fuck this is, let me know. I don't. It's one of those, it doesn't have the goddamn name of the movie on it. Yeah, the poster is pretty cool. All right, 47 meters down. I have not seen. You would think I would, but I haven't seen. This is like people trapped in a shark cage or something with a bunch of hungry sharks around them. That's what I remember about it from the promotional shit anyway. But nah, never seen it. If I'm rewatching the Friday the 13th series, watch part 4 today. Best of the series so far. Cool, man. Yeah, I like these. I'm watching a couple of series right now. I'm rewatching Nightmare on Elm Street and Leprechaun of all things. All right, Saw. This is the OG Saw too. So, and probably my favorite. I mean, really, like, the gimmick of Saw is cool throughout a couple of different iterations or whatever, but you really only get one movie to really play on it, Saw's a great movie. I don't know if it belongs up in A. It's not like an unimpeachable classic film, but I mean, it's a great movie, right? I mean, we all agree with that. Yeah, I would say definitely, like, maybe I'd put it behind. Well, I don't know how we're gonna do this. I think, yeah, we'll order out this way maybe if we're gonna do that. Funny Games, haven't seen it. Heard about it, have not seen it, unfortunately. So got nothing to say about it. Drag Me to Hell. I really like this movie. I don't know. You don't hear many people talk about Drag Me to Hell anymore. But this movie has some brutal shit in it, man. Do you remember when the old lady attacks her that first time in the car and she ends up killing the old lady? I'm not trying to ruin it for you, but that fucking whole sequence where that old lady is attacking her and she's busting that old lady up. Dude, it was that shit was nuts. And then the old lady just like pukes in her face. I mean, there were a few scenes like that in this movie, and it's kind of rare nowadays, is it not, to get the shock kind of gross out movie? Not just gore, but like gross out horror. You know what I mean? That's different. Saw, I would say, is like a gory horror movie. You know, oh God, tendons and flesh and blood and guts and loops of intestine and heads being blown off. That's straight up gore. Drag Me to Hell was a little bit of gore and a little bit of gross out. You know, well, maybe a lot of bit of both. I liked this movie a lot. I think it belongs up in here somewhere. Up in the A tier somewhere, honestly. Yeah, it's a gypsy curse film, too. I mean, who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like a gypsy curse? Yeah, she gums her. You remember that shit? She gums her chin. She's like, oh, and the girl's like, ah! Just a gross out movie. Insidious. Paul, you're so wrong about Silent Hill. It's C tier. I don't know, man. I don't really think so. But once again, I don't remember much about it, which, you know, doubles down how bad it was. Insidious. Let's talk about Insidious. Insidious is kind of like a combination between like The Exorcist and Paranormal Activity, if I remember right. It's kind of like a very intimately shot demon possession movie. It's been a while since I saw it, but I remember liking it a lot. I'm gonna put it up here in B. There's some good scenes in Insidious, I think. I'm just double checking. Our way home today, I was telling TJ how much I miss you. I hope one day we can live closer to each other. Oh, same here, Chels. I miss you guys so much too. It sucks. But I hope you understand, man. I just couldn't hang. I could not stay in fucking Louisiana anymore. It had, you know, it was not an easy fucking thing to decision to make. But you know, I had to go. You know, I hope you understand that. But yeah, I miss you guys too. I hope that eventually we can live within visiting distance of one another. So I think Insidious, maybe a C tier, B. What do you guys think? We'll do a poll. Insidious. Your choices are B tier. So I feel like it really straddles the line here, or A tier, or C tier. Yeah, we don't need to do the fucking chat counting shit anymore. Look at that shit. Boom. Now you guys can vote on it. We'll leave it where it is for now, and we'll come back to it, yeah? We'll check it. In the meantime, this movie I have not seen, The Love Witch. Maybe it's great. Maybe it ain't. I've never seen it, so who gives a shit? Mandy. S tier. Get up there where you belong, Mandy. Oh, I wouldn't say I was the smart one. I was just the one that was willing to fucking drop his pants and run screaming into the void first. But yeah, getting out before Ida, that was the point, man. I could just feel it in my bones that there was a big ass, like, eventually we weren't going to luck out. There were too many of them. You know, that first year we were in Louisiana, Chelsea, there was only that one bitch ass little hurricane that skirted us, or maybe two, like tropical storms that kind of gave us a little dumped rain on us. Dude, by the end of it, that year that I left, 2020, dude, we've been hit by like 3 or 4 pretty major ones. And I just, like, you know, I got to a point where I was coming up on the end of my lease. Well, I was actually over my lease. I was month to month, but it was just like, man, I got to pull the trigger on this. You know, I got to go because the big one is going to come. You know, the big motherfucker is on the way. And not just one either, but multiples and multiples and multiples of these. You know, I can't do it, man. I'm not built for it. I'm not a fucking goddamn Cajun Navy guy. I just can't do it. Do you guys think they should make a do you think they should make a slasher film like Friday the 13th or Halloween where the killer goes to a southern state like Louisiana, Mississippi and offs a bunch of rednecks? Pretty sure they've done that shit. I'm pretty sure that there are slasher movies where the targets are like social undesirables or whatever, people, you know, people that tend to get a lot of hate from people. Can't think of it though. I don't know. I wouldn't be super interested in that. I don't think people like in Louisiana by and large are stupid ass rednecks, all of them. There's a lot of stupid ass rednecks there, but dude, a lot of stupid ass rednecks in California. Believe it or not. The Hills Have Eyes, yeah. I mean, kind of. The Hills Have Eyes is more like the rednecks are the villains, right? Same thing with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But anyway, yeah, I miss you guys too, Chels. And, you know, hopefully at the very least we'll get to, you know, all get together sometime this year. And, you know, who knows? I really do hope that you guys get out of there, you know, as soon as it works for you guys. I understand, dude. Moving is a fucking nightmare. So, so we're doing this, most of you guys feel like Insidious belongs down here in C tier. I tend to kind of agree with you guys. I was on the fence, you know, here. So I think that it would be fine on either one of these. Let's just say like low B tier, you know, high C tier, whatever. I think that's about where it needs to be. You're Next. I saw this movie. It's a slasher. It's a thing. There's a slasher thing that happens in it. I don't know. I don't remember much about it. So I don't remember hating it. I remember when I watched it, it was pretty good. This is, what was that one fucking called? I just watched it with Amelia. Under the Skin. Under the Skin is A tier. I really like this movie, even though I don't necessarily agree. Well, once again, horror is one of those genres. You know what I mean? This is definitely a psychological horror film, and maybe even like a supernatural horror film, depending on how you look at it. Really good movie. A tier for sure. A tier for sure. What's going on, Paul, the people's champ? Hey, what up, dude? All right, this is, what is this fucking dumbass movie called again, where there's the bubble? There's like the bubble of shimmery shit that they go into. I can't remember that. Absolution or desecration or infantilization, annihilation. There it is. Annihilation. Where does this belong? Where do you guys think? I'm thinking like maybe a C tier. I don't know. It had a couple of good moments in it. There was some scary stuff in it, but I don't know. I'm almost feeling like it needs to be down here in D. I mean, Annihilation, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely a sci-fi tinged horror, if it's horror at all. But keep in mind, this is just some dork just made this, you know what I mean? So maybe not. But if we're just ranking it, you know, without even thinking of it, yeah, it's got to be C tier or D. I don't know. Let me look at these other movies. No, I think it's right at home, honestly, because I liked all of these movies in C tier better than I liked all of these movies, and so it's right where it belongs. It's not total shit, but it's very close. Apostle I have not seen, and Cam I have not seen. The Cloverfield Paradox, join your brother up here. I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? All right. The Conjuring 2. I kind of like the idea of Annihilation. It just wasn't perfect, but I like the new idea rather than just another remake. I mean, okay, fine, fair enough. I know it's based on like a novel. I know that much. But I have not seen Apostle, so yeah. I'll have to check it out when I get the chance. And I have not seen Cam either. Conjuring 2. This is actually the first Conjuring movie I ever saw. And I think people poop on it too much, man. I think Conjuring 2 is pretty good. Is it super duper scary? No. Does it have its moments? Yeah. I like it. I don't love it. I think it's probably B tier. This smells about right to me. D? Oh, come on, you guys. You guys are boomerish on this shit. Come on. D tier? Why? What, like, why? How is this D tier? Thoughts on the show The King of the Hill, one of my favorite adult cartoons. I honestly wasn't all that into it when it was out. I watched it, you know, probably as much as anybody that was lightly into it. I don't have much to say about it, man. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not a big cartoon guy. Sorry. Hate how every character is dumb in it. Yeah. I mean, well, I guess, kind of. But aren't most people dumb? I mean, that's kind of... I'm going to go ahead and just put these creep movies away because I haven't seen them. But yeah, I think you guys are wrong. I think maybe you could make an argument that The Conjuring 2 should be dropped down into C, but looking at C tier... I think it's right where it is. What is this one? It looks familiar. Is this I Spit on Your Grave? Creep is good. I'll have to watch these. I just haven't seen them. You know, you can't watch them all. Need more streams like this? Well, stay tuned. I don't really have a place where I have a comfortable spot to stream outside anymore, so we'll be doing a lot of these. Is this the I Spit on Your Grave remake? Don't Breathe? I can't tell, man. Maybe if we figure it out. I've seen I Spit on Your Grave and the remake, and I've seen Don't Breathe. But I don't know if whatever. I don't know if this is actually it, so I can't really do it. Terrifier. It is what it is, man. I watched it on TJ's recommendation. He watched it, and he told me to watch it. I mean, he didn't sell it like it was a great movie, but I think he liked it a little more than I liked it. It's, I don't know, man. It's Don't Breathe. All right, Don't Breathe then. Yeah, I liked Don't Breathe. I think it's B tier. Not bad. Need a 4-hour TED Talk on the downfall of the Hellraiser franchise. Dude, I could give one. I'm probably the world's leading expert in Hellraiser. No, that's not even true. There are people that are obsessed with that shit, dude. Collecting. If I was rich, I would love to get like a Chatterer mask. That would be my thing. Like one that was used in one of the first 2 movies. like the Chatterer fucking head that they used. Oh, that'd be so cool. I don't even know if that survives, though. A lot of that shit was made out of latex. YouTube would disagree, Paul. Hellraiser was one of Clive Barker's best, yeah. Have you guys ever read The Hellbound Heart, the little kind of like novella that Hellraiser is based on? I actually read it for the first time in its entirety a couple of years ago. And I've been in love with it ever since. It's nice. Wait until they make a Hellraiser remake, directed, produced by Michael Bay. You know it's going to happen one day. Oh my God. Oh, kill me, please, before that happens. Yeah, the Hellbound Heart is crazy. Crazy good. This is the Evil Dead remake. It is an evil dud. It's shit tier. Talk about a goddamn movie. And I mean, look at the way they marketed this garbage too. The most terrifying film you will ever experience. Bull motherfucking shit. This movie sucked. It was like pissing in the face of Evil Dead. It's shit tier. This is why shit tier exists, because it's not just like, if it wasn't marketed as Evil Dead, it might be up here in D. You know, it might be even a C tier movie. But it's shit tier because they chose to make this an Evil Dead film. A lot of people love this remake. I fucking hate this remake. It is so bad. It is so bad. Can it go lower? Dog shit tier, perhaps? I mean, maybe, huh? Maybe. Which Halloween is this? Is this the Rob Zombie Halloween? Smegma tier, yeah. Is this the Rob Zombie Halloween or the more recent Halloween? Because I haven't seen the more recent Halloween, and I've seen the zombie one. Halloween 2018. So this is the newer one. Has to go and never seen. Sorry, guys. Is the Final Destination remake I also have not seen. I just can't imagine it's good. Unless this can't be the original Final Destination. Maybe it is. Is this? You guys have to tell me. If this is the original Final Destination, I'll put it where it belongs. Good Night, Mommy. This is a crazy movie. This is a psychological horror movie. I think it's Norwegian. About kids, these two twin brothers. Very little dialogue in this film. These two twin brothers, their mother gets plastic surgery. And she comes home all bandaged up, you know, with her face all bandaged up. And both of them come to believe that she's not their mother anymore. You guys should like the stream. Thanks, Chelsea. Yeah, like the stream, you pieces of shit. Like the stream, you filthy fucking animals. This is a good flick. Definitely different. I'd put it up here in A tier, though. It had a really unsettling quality because throughout the whole movie, you don't really know, are these two little boys just going insane? Or is their mother some kind of monster now? You know, maybe she left and something else came back, you know? And that's just kind of a scary idea. What is this? Somebody tell me what the fuck this is? Let me try and get close. Comet at Night. That's what it says. I haven't seen it. So we're going to put it in the never seen category. Yeah, this is the 2009 Final Destination. I haven't seen it. Midsummer. We got our third S tier film. A lot of people are probably going to argue with me on this. This is one of my favorite horror movies of the last 5 years, easily. In fact, might be my favorite horror movie that's come out in the last 5 years. It just absolutely beautifully shot, expectation defying, brutal, amazing film. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about it, and we got a lot of movies to get through, so let's move right along. But yeah, Midsommar definitely belongs up here in the S tier. What is this? This looks familiar to me, but I can't tell what the fuck it is. Can I zoom in? It honestly, is this the Mothman prophecies or some shit? What is this? The Descent. Oh. Well. That movie is amazing. Now, is this the remake of The Descent? Or is this the original Descent? Because didn't they remake The Descent? I gotta look this shit up. The Descent 2005. Yeah, okay. This is the original. The Descent. This movie's fucking great. I don't think it's S tier, but I think it definitely is up here in the A tier. Somewhere in there, too. Because this movie... this movie's really good. It's just really good. It's so expertly shot. It's so claustrophobic. It's got kind of a wonky ending, and that's okay. All female cast, which is cool to see in a movie like this. You know what I mean? Not to say that it's necessary one way or the other, but to see a horror film that's filled with strong female characters, pretty cool, right? Just hits on all cylinders for me. I like caves. I've always been fascinated by caves and spelunking. Very disturbing film. Definitely A tier film. The Ritual. I actually just recently watched this movie, and it's C tier. I'm not sad that I watched it. I'm not happy that I watched it. I'm just kind of... It's all right. You know what I mean? It's okay. That's what C tier is for. It's for movies that are like, all right. Green Room. I didn't like this movie. I did a review of it on Cinema for Cynics, where I kind of panned it, and I think deservedly so. It drops the ball quite a bit on its potential, and I don't know, it doesn't make really good use of your time, I don't think. There's some fun stuff in it, there's some crazy stuff in it, but overall there's just a lot of dumb stuff in it. And so I really feel like I want to leave it. No, I'm going to put it down here in the D tier where it belongs. What is this? The killing of a sacred deer or some shit? Is that what this is? I haven't seen it, if that's what this is. I'm pretty sure this is the killing of a sacred deer. I have not seen. Yeah, a lot of people disagreed with me on this one. This was one of my more controversial reviews on the kind of like early days of Cinema for Cynics, because I really thought like, oh yeah, most people... this movie's got a lot of fans. Green Room is I'm talking about. I don't know if that's what that is, but yeah, whatever. The killing... Yeah, I don't know what this is, so we're going to leave it in the never seen tier, because I really don't know what it is. What is this? Again, it's all fucking chopped off. Oh, that's Get Out. Okay. Jesus. Let's Get Out. Okay. Boom. Easy. Easy for me. Get Out was, like I said before, part dark comedy, part social commentary, part suspense horror film. and it hits on all cylinders, man. A movie with a message that, doesn't, like, maybe it does bludgeon you over the head with its message, but it makes it feel like, a fun time while doing it. It hits you over the head with a velvet bat that smells like Febreze. You know what I mean? It's just a really good movie. It Follows. Another A-tier film. In fact, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it because fuck you. I love this movie. I love showing people this movie for the first time. I love the idea behind this movie. A sexually transmitted horror film. I mean, come on. It's neat. It's cool. It's got some really, really amazing shots in it that are just so disturbing and memorable. I'm throwing that motherfucker in the S tier and I'm leaving it there. It Follows is fan-fucking-tastic. Yeah, way better movie than it had any right to be. I agree with that. Love that movie, love that movie, love that movie. This one is going to be controversial, but Orphan is straight A tier. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why Orphan is straight A tier without ruining Orphan for you if you haven't seen it. Orphan's twist is one of the most absurd twists that you will ever see in a film. It is like it felt like a movie that was 10 years older than it was when I watched it, in a good way. Like, it feels like a schlocky 90s horror flick, and it delivers on a twist that, you know what I mean? If you've heard about it, you've been spoiled on it. But let's just say I was lucky enough to watch this movie without being spoiled on the twist. It's one of the few movies that I would even care about spoiling, because most of the times the twists in movies aren't all that twisty. You know what I mean? But this one, you gotta see it to believe it. And that alone maybe bumps it from B tier to A tier. Hard disagree, huh? Well, sorry to hear you didn't like it, Pranam. Orphan sounds like the Sixth Sense of its time. No, it really ain't. It's got, it's got an absurd twist to it, whereas the Sixth Sense had a kind of tough twist to guess. This one's not only tough to guess, but it's like just absolutely absurd that they did it. The twist is absolutely absurd. It's absurd that it was written. It's absurd that it was filmed. And for that reason alone, I bump it from B tier to A tier. Because most movies have such a shitty, unmemorable ending. And this one, you'll never forget it. You might not like it, but you'll never forget it. The Purge. I actually hadn't seen The Purge until very recently. I watched it with Amelia. I ended up liking it more than I thought I would, you know? It's not like the fucking greatest movie I've ever seen. I don't exactly know why there are like 10 or 5 or 6 of them now. But the first one was pretty good. Like, I don't know, it was fun to watch. It had an interesting, premise. It sold the world pretty well. It was obviously, and that's another one of those obvious social commentary films. Had a lot of negative to say about rich people, which, me. I can't hear enough of that. No, I really like The Purge. It's a B tier. It's a B tier film. It's a film that I wouldn't have a problem recommending to somebody, but I wouldn't oversell it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, hey, you gotta see the Purge. But I'd tell somebody that was a movie buff, like, hey, check out The Purge. It's whatever. It's not a total waste of your time. 28 weeks later, C tier. Don't have much to say about it. Didn't like it. Pretty bad as a follow-up to 28 Days Later, which is also on the list here, but we'll get to it when we get to it. I don't know. I almost want to throw this in D tier. I really didn't like it, man. I didn't think it was terrible, but as a, like, once again, it just suffers from being a 28 movie. So C or D, guys, what do you think? You know what? Let's end the poll and start a new one. 28 weeks later. C or D. I'll let you guys be the deciding. 28 weeks later. C tier. D tier. I'm going to leave it in C for now, but once again, I'll check back in a few minutes and we'll put it where it belongs. Bone Tomahawk. This movie came out of fucking nowhere for me. I'll be honest with you. I literally watched this movie because I was like, oh, cool, look, it's Kurt Russell in his old fucking mustache. And it's a Western. I'll check it out. You know, I'm not a huge Western dude, but I like a Western. You know what I mean? I'm not the kind of guy that you run across that's seen every Western ever made or like loves everyone. But, oh man, dude, Bone Tomahawk, brutal, unexpectedly brutal, great Western and a great horror movie, fits both. How do you not put that up in S tier, dude? Total sleeper too, yeah. Nobody ever talks about this. I never would have watched it if I just hadn't have been just bored one day and been like, oh, Kurt Russell fucking Western. I'll check it out. Sounds fine to me. Yeah, Bone Tomahawk, good movie. Definitely belongs up here in the S tier, I think. Maybe high A tier, but I'm not going to quibble. What is this? Somebody's gonna have to help me out here. I'm trying, man. Some of these fucking things, I'm just gonna have to leave it down here and never seen. If somebody wants to tell me what that is and I've seen it. I just can't tell who that is on the... I just hate these kind of like... Why not at least get the title in there, you know? Like some of these I can recognize, but some I can't. Unsane? Okay, I've never seen it. So good. It belongs in Unsane. It belongs in Never Seen and probably never will see. Hereditary. This is a strong A tier film. Not as good as Midsummer, but a strong, hard A+ of a film. Has some brutal moments in it. Has a great relatable kind of cast and story, and is genuinely unsettling. Has some amazing performances in it all around. It's just a really well cast movie. And it's one of those movies that, like, you get what you give. If you watch Hereditary with a really careful eye and an open mind, you can see all kinds of different possibilities, layers of meaning, layers of reference. You know, the movie is very well designed start to finish. Hard A tier. "28 Days Later." Good movie, man. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I hesitate, though, to diss it by putting it anywhere but A tier. It's not my favorite zombie movie of all time, but it definitely, I don't know, it was a different kind of perspective on the zombie apocalypse where you kind of miss it. You know what I mean? You don't really get to see the zombie apocalypse. It's more about a dude that wakes up in the atmosphere. Yeah. Or wakes up after it's gone down in the aftermath of the zombocalypse, and completely and utterly confused, and it really manages to carry that momentum for most of the film. I think this guy's just bewilderment at what the world has become, and you're kind of along for that ride, which is cool. Solid A-tier film. Easy recommendation. If I run across somebody who's into horror and they haven't seen it, it's one of those ones that I'm definitely going to recommend that they see. Might be your favorite zombie movie, personally, those runners. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of fast zombies. Otherwise, I'd probably agree with you, honestly. I mean, when it comes to fast zombie movies, this is the cream of the crop. I agree with that. I just happen to prefer the slow zombos. I'm a slow zombie guy. Is this Alien Covenant? I think it is. I think this is Alien Covenant. And if it is, it's I dropped it right where it belongs. Right in the shit tier. The first It. I'm really trying to be honest and fucking I want to be charitable to these movies. I don't want to just throw something in shit tier unless it really belongs there. So D tier it is. D tier it is. I feel pretty comfortable with it in D tier. I'll hear arguments against it, but it really was disappointing. I mean, and maybe not so much for people that hadn't read the book. You gotta understand, man. This is where like my age starts to show. Because I can't watch it with a fresh set of eyes. You know what I mean? I can't do it. Because I've loved the book for so many years, because I've seen the made-for-TV movie, the Tim Curry film, so many times and been so bowled over by that, at least that performance of Pennywise. I don't know, man. I come into it with so much expectation, and it just failed to hit on any of its cylinders for me. There's really, the thing I remember most about it, the best moment in it was when that painting came to life, that Crooked Man painting or whatever it was, came after her. That's the only thing I remember about it. That and the Georgie scene, because it was so bad. Yeah, I know it's the new It. Oh, definitely, Chels. I mean, I will tell you this. It's a long read. It's kind of an indulgent book. I think that it might be over long by a couple hundred pages, but it's worth it. You can tell that Stephen King really loved this story. And a lot of that extra detail does help to flesh out the town and the people. Let's see where this ended up. You guys seemed to agree with me on 28 weeks later. It belongs in C tier. Okay. Fair enough. I like the It movie, but the book is better. Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's usually the case. I think I don't, this looks familiar to me, but I think if it is what I think it is, I haven't seen it. Somebody can tell me what this fucking movie is here. Here, let me see if I can zoom in and get a better look. I can't tell, so you're gonna have to help me out with that. I'll put it here and haven't seen. Split made me want to split as soon as I started watching it. Watching James McAvoy pretend to be a little boy is one of the cringiest fucking things I've ever spent time doing. It is it's one of those movies that people liked it for some fucking reason, and I don't get it, man. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, man. I hated Split. It was just really bad. Like watching James McAvoy in drag, and I'm supposed to like, I don't know, bro. I just couldn't take it seriously, man. James McAvoy in drag, James McAvoy pretending to be a little boy, and I'm supposed to be interested in this shit, man. I can't do it. I don't want it. I didn't like it. It sucked. Raw. It's been a while since I saw this movie. I don't remember much about it, so I feel bad, like, not knowing where to put it. I know I didn't hate the film, but I don't remember much about it, so maybe it's like a C-tier film, and we'll leave it there. I have not seen the Suspiria remake yet, so I can throw that here. Cabin in the Woods. That's an A-tier movie, man. I mean, call it what it is. It's an A-tier film. Funny, kind of like a deconstruction of, you know, horror movie tropes within. It's a very meta movie. Genuinely scary at parts. I mean, what do you want? What do you want from that movie? And it has a decent ending that I can get behind too. So, you know, maybe even skirting on S tier, but definitely a solid A tier movie. We'll throw it up here. It's The Conjuring 1. I'm going to put it wherever I'll put it here with The Conjuring 2. I like these Conjuring movies, man, and fuck you if you don't. I think they're fun, man. I like these Conjuring movies, and you can suck my dick if you don't like them. No, I'm not that defensive of them, but I like them. I think they're entertaining. B tier for sure. The Witch, S tier. I really, honestly, like, I can't say enough positive about this movie. Like, I'm always so happy when somebody that I've recommended to watch this movie finally fucking relents and watches it. Because, oh my God, man. The Witch is just fucking entrancing, fantastic. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. Just really great psychological horror film. The Girl with All the Gifts, haven't seen it. The Babadook. This is an A-tier movie. Easy A tier. The Babadook is a movie that covers a topic that not a lot of horror movies are willing to explore. Not a lot of movies are willing to explore. And that is what happens to the parent of a child when their husband or wife dies. What's left behind? The answer in the Babadook: depression, anxiety, loneliness, a child that is going out of control for want of special attention, and a mother so bedraggled that she can't give it. And that's the real horror in the Babadook. In fact, that's what the Babadook represents. The Babadook is that breakdown of mental health that can happen between parent and child when they are left alone, and the parent, for one reason or another, can't leave the past in the past. So a great movie. World War Z. World War D. More like it. And last but not least, I believe this is a remake of Dawn of the Dead. And Dawn of the Dead is an A-tier remake. Hallelujah. Never thought I'd see it happen, but I'm just letting you know right now, Dawn of the Dead, if you're going to look at any of the remakes of any of Romero's original zombie movies, Dawn of the Dead is the one you should definitely do. So, yay, look at that. Look at that. We did it. Let's go through our tier. Shit tier. We've got Silent Hill, Evil Dead, and Alien Covenant. We'll skip the never seen tier. D tier, we've got Let Me In, the remake. We've got Us. We've got Annihilation. We've got Green Room. We've got It. We've got Split. And we've got World War Z. I think that tier speaks for itself. C tier, we've got 10 Cloverfield Lane and its partner movie, The Cloverfield Paradox, and the original Cloverfield. May as well put those in order, huh? Insidious, You're Next, Terrifier, The Ritual, 28 Weeks Later, and Raw. These movies are movies that you're probably not going to catch me recommending to a whole lot of people. But that I don't know. I don't feel like they wasted my time or anything. Moving up to the B tier. We've got Quarantine, Paranormal Activity, The Conjuring 1 and 2, Don't Breathe, and The Purge. These are movies I would have no problem recommending to someone who's, you know, a horror buff or whatever. And they go, hey, man, you know, I've seen a bunch of horror movies. Tell me a few that I should watch. And, you know, I'd dip into these after I dipped into the A tier. The Mist, Drag Me to Hell, Hereditary, Cabin in the Woods, Saw, The Babadook, The Descent, Good Night Mommy, Under the Skin, Get Out, Orphan, 28 Days Later, and Dawn of the Dead. Anybody that tells you that they don't make good movies anymore, I mean, just slap them in the face, please. And, of course, the S tier films. American Psycho barely squeaking it into this list. You know, but whatever. It's an S tier goddamn fucking movie. Mandy, which, you know, needs no... you're only doing a disservice by describing Mandy to somebody. You just gotta watch it. I really feel like Midsummer is the same thing. The more you know about Midsummer going in, the poorer you are for it. It follows Bone Tomahawk and The Witch. This is a pretty good list, I think. I feel pretty happy. As far as the ones I've never seen, I've heard that Apostle is good. You're not the first in the chat to tell me that I should see Apostle. A couple of you said that Creep was worth a watch, possibly. Other than that, I really don't know if there's... I might watch the Suspiria remake. I might... I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of interest. But you can see here, I mean, like, look, dude, this isn't filled with shit tier. This is a really well filled out list. They're making films of all different quality, folks. You put Crimson Peak and never seen. Yeah, I've never seen Crimson Peak. Suspiria remake is amazing. Well, I'll have to check it out then. So yeah, not a bad little tier list, if I do say so myself. I'm going to take a quick break. Smoke a cigarette. I think I can rig up a pretty easy way for me to be able to take you guys on my smoke breaks. I just have to stream to another channel on my phone and then bring that up and make it. See? Then I won't be able to see the chat though. Oh well. Don't go anywhere. Hang out. Maybe we'll do another tier list. Maybe we'll just talk for a while. I don't know what we'll do. I'll be right back. Okay. Hello, all ye faithful who have hung out. Kind of find myself at a loss for what to do. Down to stream a little longer. But I'll tell you this, I don't necessarily like the idea of covering a bunch of news. But, you know, whatever. Because we're doing that tomorrow, right? Or not real, well, kind of, sort of. So, yeah, we're covering a bunch of news. Play a game? I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I really feel like playing a fucking game. You'll not regret watching funny games. I've heard good things about it, so I'll check it out, you know. I will check it out. I like doing those tiers, man. I just don't think I can do them like rapid fire a bunch in a row, you know. I have to take a little break from them. Because I really I give them my all, you know. All the news that's fit to print. Actually, we're not doing that at all. We're going to cover, you know, select news stories that all three of us share an interest in, or at least one of us has an interest in. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. Excited for new Cinema for Cynics? Me too. You know, I've been writing about movies again, obviously, and having a good time. And conceiving of, you know, reviews again and starting to think of it from that perspective again. And that's really fun for me. So I'm excited too. Happy 2022. What's so fucking happy about it, bro? Huh? What am I supposed to be so fucking happy about, huh? Is there a set release day for D&D? There is, and our patrons know it. Paul, could you do a psychological breakdown of someone, anyone? It'd be fun to get inside the brain of someone of your choosing. A psychological breakdown? What makes you think I'm fucking qualified to do a psychological breakdown of any fucking person on this planet? I'm on the verge of my own psychological breakdown, okay? I don't think I'm the best dude for that. Would you recommend for horror games? This is actually kind of a funny question. I don't like horror video games, man. It's not that I don't think that they're quality. I'm just too scared of them. There's something different about the video game interface than just the movie watching interface for me. I can only get so into a movie, but a video game, when you've got control over shit, dude. If you've never watched it, search for Paul versus the Alien in Alien Isolation. If you search that in Google, you'll find... In fact, I could probably show it to you. It's my shit. I can show it to you. Probably just show it to your ass. Yeah, I mean, I just get too scared. I get way too scared playing these types of games. I mean, here I am playing it. Look at me. Look at the worry lines on my forehead playing this game. This is years ago too. This is fucking like 7 years ago I was playing this shit.
It's here. It's close.
Man, I can't deal with this shit. Look at me. I'm fucking terrified. Dude, I scream like a girl a bunch of times in this.
It's gone. I need to go. I need to get the fuck.
Yeah, I think right here is my biggest scream. Look at this shit. Look at me. Watch. Just look at my face. This is not good to put yourself in this much fear. You know what I mean?
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I agree, Paul. I can't do this anymore. So there's your explanation as to why, like, I'm not the guy to ask about horror video games. I don't play them, man. I don't play them, bro. For that reason right there. They're too spook. They're too spookily dookily, man. I mean, what do you want me to say? Yeah, too stressful, man. Like, I like to chill out when I'm playing a video game. I know it's a foreign concept. For some reason, like, you late millennials and you Zoomers, you love these games that are just about, like, punishing your ass. It's like Dark Souls type of games, right? Which I can, like, look, I've played some Dark Souls-esque games and I've enjoyed them, but man, dude, the stress level of some of these games. Remember TJ's Suffering Show idea? Horror games are yours, yeah. That screamer's reminiscent of the one you mimed when you told the story about the ball bag cut. The ball bag cut? Oh, yeah. The ball bag cut, yeah. When my friend cut his sack open. Unbelievable. What an unbelievable dupe. As a late millennial, I agree, but screw Dark Souls. I mean, I just don't really like the Dark Souls, like, setting is what it comes down to. I can get with it, but I feel like that's really, like, all you Zoomers ever want to do. Like, all you ever want to play is, like, the hardest, most frustrating shit. You know, I like to chill while I'm playing a game. What if we paid you to play a horror game for a month on cam? That's just not for sale, though. That's like walking into a used car shop, right? And going like, what if I paid you $100,000 for a Ferrari right now? They don't got it, man. It's not on offer, you know? And there's a reason for that. I don't like feeling like that, man. I don't like being spooked to that level. Like, I can appreciate being a little scared here and there, but man, that's just more than enough. Yeah, I mean, like, every game can be stressful depending on, you know, I think you have to have a little bit of stress to have, like, most games. I think incorporate maybe a little bit of, like, you got to be a little aware of what you're doing, otherwise you lose. But the whole, like, fucking idea of a Souls game is just like, man, the farther you go, the more you've got to lose. And if you die somewhere out in the middle of fucking nowhere, the chances of you getting back there without accidentally dying again are slim. You just lose everything. Oh man. Oh Man. Like the VR game where you have to escape an asylum of murderers with no weapons. Fuck that. Yeah, no. I ain't never playing it. I don't want to play it. I don't have anything to fucking say about it. Elden Ring is going to be awesome. It does actually look pretty fun. I can only play scary games when I'm home alone. I sound like I'm being murdered when I play them. Yeah, no, seriously, like I wouldn't want to put Amelia through that shit. Or my neighbors, depending, you know. I get into that shit. I get too into it. I like the feeling of being chased. Any game with that, I'm good. Yeah, well, so many of those fucking games are like that. Chased around by this, chased around by that. Chased up, chased down, chased all around. My old roommate was so goddamn loud about his gaming. Dude needs to take a chill pill. Yeah. I can, you know, back in my days, I was a pretty loudmouth type of gamer. Now I'm not even really looking for that experience anymore. Every once in a while, I kind of want to like get all hyper competitive and play a MOBA or something, but I don't know. I feel like I'm too old for that shit anyway. My old rickety fucking nerves can't take it, you know? My old rickety motor skills just aren't up to the task anymore. Should get into CSGO. Yeah, bro. No, thank you. Pass. Got a bunch of stuff stolen from me in a game, and I haven't really done MMOs since. Oh, you poor little Care Bear needle launcher. Did somebody take your little pixels? I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm actually not kidding. I'm probably the guy that stole from you, or somebody very much like me. So you put me in a position where I could steal some shit from you, and I'm gonna do it in a video game. You know, because I don't get to do that shit in the real world. In the real world, it's totally antisocial to steal things from people, so I don't do that, you know. But in a video game, who fucking cares, man? It's my free time. If I want to pick your goddamn pocket with it, I'm gonna do it. Give me your shit. Wrong kind of complaint too, yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest with you though, there were a lot of people like that. In a very real way, players of those types of games, like I am, we're our own worst enemies because we had so much fun at the expense of others. And, you know, eventually nobody's willing to pay that price, you know? Like, nobody's looking to pay that price anymore. And it's like, all these rules and games really ruin MMOs. I don't know, man. I think Care Bears need a place to play. I don't have a problem with Care Bears having like a little fancy free environment where they can prance around and show off their digital pixel art and shit. I don't care about that. Let them have a little Care Bear MMO. What pisses me off is when you have an MMO that's got like potential, and part of that potential is it's got open PvP or full loot or something, and then people go to it and start playing it, and then they start bitching and get it changed. That to me is beyond the pale. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing, but yeah, that's what happens. That's what happened to Ultima Online. Ultima Online was pretty much ruined by Care Bears. Same thing with EverQuest. And EverQuest wasn't even really like designed as a PvP game, but the people bitched and bitched and bitched, and they dumbed it down and dumbed it down and dumbed it down and dumbed it down until it was just an unplayable fucking pussy ass bitch game. It's like, that's what I'm saying, man. People just get like complainers. The internet, man. The internet was the worst thing to ever happen to video games, dude. It really was. Because it just let people fucking start whining about every little goddamn thing. And, you know, people just ruin fucking whole video games and whole franchises because they whine louder than the next person. It's just like, man, shut up. Now, like, you know, all these video game companies are trying to fucking please everybody, and they're forgetting the, you know, they're forgetting the rules, man. Like, you can please everybody some of the time, and you can please some people every time, but you can't please everybody every time. And what you've got is a lot of video games, especially in the MMO space, that just become this homogenous, like, oh, let's make WoW. Fuck you. Everybody's all scuttling. The WoW community is like one of the saddest fucking bunches of people, I think. I'm sorry, dude. If you play WoW, I'm not, you know, I'm just saying as a whole, people that are still playing that fucking game, seriously. Oh my God, man. And they scuttle from game to game. Like, they're so traitorous. These WoW players, like, they'll all go like, oh man, fuck WoW, I'm sick of it. I'm like, right now there's this big exodus going on, like, where people are leaving WoW and going to Final Fantasy whatever 14 or 19 or 28 or whatever it is, and they're all like going like, oh, here's a million reasons why this game's better than WoW. Oh, it's so much better than WoW. Ark is a great game for that old school MMO feel. Yeah, Ark is one of those, like, it's a survival type game, yeah. One of those games where you start like naked and afraid in the wilderness, and you got to break tree branches to make your first spear, and then you got to poke a rabbit and make your first pair of underwear, and that whole nine. I don't really like those types of games. Sorry. You know, I mean, they, you know, I can see why they have that kind of feel, but I don't like these like survival simulator type of games. I really don't, man. There's a difference. There's a real genuine difference between those and the old school RPGs that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? A lot of what you have to do in those survival games feels like drudgery. And in the old MMO days, yeah, there was a little bit of drudgery involved, but most of it was like whatever I wanted to do. You know, it was very freeform. EverQuest was, especially at the beginning, a very freeform game. There was no like set leveling pattern. There was nothing telling you couldn't go explore the whole world except for, you know, running into something you can't fight. But it was open to you and it was available to you. And now you're just gatekept from the whole world. And you know, these survival games, they just feel like they're adding all these extra layers. Like, I don't want to pick leaves, dude. Like, I don't want to pick leaves for hours. Like, I would have quit Ultima if I was a crafter. That's what I was starting to do. When I first started playing Ultima Online, I wanted to be like, I want to make bows. That was my idea. I was like, I'm going to be a lumberjack that goes and chops his own wood. And then when I get a bunch of wood, I'm going to make it into bows and I'll make money that way. And I, you know, 2 weeks in, I was ready to kill myself. And luckily I got killed by somebody and had that fucking epiphany moment where it's just like, what am I doing? Telling me, like, instead of just chopping this wood all day, I can just go gank people who chop the wood, steal all their wood. Cool. But there was only a couple of those types of fucking things. Everything in those survival games is like that. I can't pick a leaf up off the ground 100,000 times. You know? Yeah, dude, obviously lots of people like those types of games, but, you know, I'm just giving you my opinion. I just don't. I don't like that every little fucking thing. I like to have a little bit of gaminess to it. You know. I don't like. I usually hate a character where it's like your character has to eat. It's like, oh, does my character have to shit too? It's like, you know, at some level we can cut out some of the bullshit. You know what I mean? And I feel like those types of games just are just like, man, I got a life. If I want to be stranded on a desert island, I'll get in a rowboat, you know? It doesn't sound fun to me. And it usually isn't. That's what boggles my mind about people that play those games. But once again, like I said, to each his own, but it's like, man, why would you want to be out there fucking like doing pretend work? I wanted to get into the long dark, but that aspect made it too much for me. Just a lot of freezing and starving to death. Yeah. Ark isn't really like that. After the first few hours, you get dinosaurs to do all the drudge work. Yeah, I don't know. Games have gotten dull for you. I mean, I don't think they've gotten dull for me, but there's certain types of games that I just can't vibe with, you know? There's still really good games being made. It's like there's really good movies being made. There's a lot of shit being made too. Cookie clicker with extra steps, yeah, kinda, huh? Pretend work does sound lame, but I get hardcore addicted to farming sims. Yeah. See, that's different though for me. Like a farming sim, that's you know, like a little like Stardew Valley, a little fucking, you know, Animal Crossing. I like those. That I can get with. That has its a vibe all its own. It doesn't feel like the same thing. Ark's only good if you make your own server with your own rules. I don't have an hour to tame one dino, but change the rule to 30 seconds, much better. Yeah, dude. An hour to tame a dinosaur? Fuck that. I ain't trying to spend a whole ass hour doing one thing on a game. I better be moving along. No, I'm fine with it. I like those little kind of peaceful kind of farming sim type of games. It's when they try and make it all hardcore. Like, it's like, you will starve, the giant monkey god is coming, you better run, or the dinosaur kills you, or somebody else runs up on you and kills you, and then you gotta go back to like fucking, I gotta pick leaves for an hour to get back to where I was. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna sit there and pick fucking goddamn fucking leaves up off the ground, hit rocks for hours on end. Doesn't take an hour for one dino unless you're bad at the game. Besides, you can do other shit while you're taming. I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan. Hey, play what you like. Play what you like. Don't take any of this personally, you know. I know a lot of people like those types of games. I'm just not one of them. Not my thing. Anyway, thanks for chilling with me tonight, guys. It's been fun. I will catch you next time, huh? Good night.